Hello again. This is Unlocked with Agogo, where we share inspiring stories. I have a guest on this podcast today that I'm excited to have. Maybe because of the topic, I'll share. We're talking about something that I would say in the society today is or has become the norm. We see women in the seat of power, we see the fight for gender equality here and there amongst nations and in different economies, rather. So, we're going to be discussing today, giving a biblical perspective to it, the Proverbs 31 woman. The Proverbs 31 woman, basically power, work, family, and business. That balance. And I have in the studio today Minister Vicky Royce.
Yay, drum roll.
Drum roll. Like if there's no drum roll, then Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Wow. Okay, I'll run a brief bio like we usually do. But like I always say, you will get to know her more during the conversation. So Minister Vicky Royce is a Nigerian female gospel music minister, an evangelist, worship and praise leader, and TV presenter. She's like my, what do they call that thing now? Predecessor? Yes, she has had me on her show before and it was awesome. She's also the executive producer for Life Choice with Vicky Royce. She's a wife and a mother. Before now, she was a secular artist. That was before she found her path in God and ventured into the production of gospel music in 2021 when she answered God's call. Before then and now, she has been able to balance the life of a Proverbs 31 woman: power, work, family, business. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, you are highly welcome, Mrs. Vicky Royce.
Thank you.
I like to say about her that she's never to be caught unfresh. So she's also an entrepreneur and, she used to be a makeup artist, like a makeup artist. I'm sure you can tell by, her look. She's an entrepreneur as well. So, I mean, the right person, if you would ask me, to talk about this topic. So, let's start from who is the Proverbs 31 woman? The only thing I know I can remember, because people use it for prayer points, is from there. Like if I can remember what I can remember off the top of my head is, your husband shall rise and call you blessed.
Right.
But so we're trying to set the narrative straight here that it's not just about the Proverbs 31 woman is not just the woman every man desires. No, she's the woman who can balance power, work, family, and business. That's my own perspective. So let's hear that of our guests. What do you know the Proverbs 31 woman to be?
Very interesting question. The Proverbs 31 woman is a woman that knows God.
That's fundamental.
Yeah, very fundamental. Is a woman that knows God, a woman that knows our worth, a woman that is resourceful,
Okay.
a woman that is in control.
Oh.
I'm not saying a woman that will control a man.
No, not that control.
A woman that is in control of her life.
Okay.
So that was why I said a woman that knows God. When you know God, God himself will lead you.
True.
So he's going to give you the grace to have control. He said, I will give you power and authority.
Yeah.
So it does not just mean that it's only when there is spiritual battles.
That's right.
Right. So he's giving you power and authority. He's giving you power and authority over the issues of life, including ourselves. That's my own understanding about
including ourselves. Including ourselves. I like the perspective she's coming from. So if you're watching this, feel free to like, subscribe, share. We're trying to bring the perspective of the woman being whole.
Yeah.
When she talks about control, it just brought to my mind the fact that you can't control your resources and every other thing around you if you don't already have self-control, if you don't already understand yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, you can't control resources if you don't understand yourself in the first place. So how does the Proverbs 31 woman embody power and confidence? How should she see herself, through situations of life on a daily basis?
First of all, she needs to be aware of herself,
Okay.
and she needs to understand that life in general in this our present economy and society where we have people that they don't even believe a woman can amount to anything. So I feel that she should just be confident,
Okay.
and she should just believe in herself and know
Confident.
that she can do anything.
Yes, and it's funny, but the recent celebration of the International Day of the Girl Child, I remember at my children's school when they celebrated it, it was all about, oh, I can do this, I can do that. And there was a question that came up. Someone, a child, these children these days, when you pick their brain, they are very inquisitive. They like to, they're curious, they want to know. And someone asked that why is it that you have a lot of men in the society who are in more places of leadership than women? And someone gave an answer, someone on the panel, a woman, she said, that's just being stereotypic. Because the world we live in today, anybody who has the requisite skills, knowledge, irrespective of your gender, as long as you have something to bring to the table, you can be given whatever position you desire if you work hard for it. So it's not a thing of, okay, it's just a woman, it's just a woman. Because in the first place, the woman herself, just like any other person, right, needs to, like you said, have confidence and believe in herself and know that she can bring good suggestions to the table.
Yeah.
So she needs to be confident in who she is. That's the only way she can embody power and still be able to control resources. So I have here, she knows her worth, like the Bible says, takes initiative.
Yes.
The Proverbs 31 woman trusts God's plan. And we can learn from her self-assurance, self-confidence, and faith. I like that you started with saying that a Proverbs 31 woman is a woman that knows God. You can't, I dare say you can't survive in this world if you're not connected to God. If you don't have faith in the only one who can save, there is almost no way you can survive, because you would have times that you're not in the limelight,
Very true.
where you withdraw, and it's just you with your thoughts. I mean, what comes to mind then? What gives you inner joy and inner satisfaction? When push comes to shove, where do you run to? I mean, you just need to have a relationship with God. It is very fundamental for a Proverbs 31 woman. So what can we learn from the Proverbs 31 woman's approach to work and productivity, especially in our day? I know in the Bible days, the times have changed, so it's not as it was. Right now, I mean, the world of work has changed. There are flexi hours. And we find, in fact, a lot of people moving from employment to entrepreneurship, of which you're an entrepreneur. And I think you're the right person to ask this question. So, what can we learn from the Proverbs 31 woman's approach to work and productivity? So, work now is not the world of work as part employment, but work itself. It could be entrepreneurship and then productivity. What can we learn from the Proverbs 31 woman? What should be her approach to work and productivity as well?
For a Proverbs 31 woman, she's resourceful.
Hmm.
There are a lot of women out there who, like I said before, they don't have confidence. They don't know themselves.
Okay.
So she's resourceful and she loves herself. Right. And she's not afraid.
Okay.
She's fierce. I'm sure am I on track?
Yes, you are.
She's fierce. She knows what she wants and she does it. And she's not intimidated.
Okay.
And a man or her husband
Okay.
is not intimidated by her.
Oh, that's a strong point.
So if you are a Proverbs 31 woman in this generation of ours, when we have a lot of women who don't know, they don't even know what they want, and they don't even know how to go about their lives.
Okay.
So if you want to be a Proverbs 31 woman, you have to work.
You have to work.
You have to work. It's not just sitting there and saying, I can pray, I'm into it. No. What do you bring to the table?
Right.
Who are you? What do you represent? If you're a woman,
what do
we
you stand
represent,
for?
yeah, we represent a lot of things, but a lot of women do not understand this. A Proverbs 31 woman is not lazy.
Right.
So if you want to be, that's why I think I made use of resourceful, because you have to have something to bring to the table.
That's true.
Your husband is the head. Yes, he's the head, but you also have to be the helpmate.
True.
Helpmate, not just waking up and cooking and in the process of you being a wife, she made sure, the Proverbs 31 woman made sure that she did not forget herself.
Wow.
So you must work.
Okay.
That's what I have to say.
You must work. That's her idea of how the Proverbs 31 woman can approach productivity. If you're watching this, you don't even have to be a woman to gain from this. That's because a lot of things we're talking about still apply to men. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. We're talking about the Proverbs 31 woman. This can also help you understand who an ideal woman is from the scriptural point of view.
Yes.
What we're talking about is along that line. So she's diligent. The Proverbs 31 woman is resourceful and innovative, which means that we can apply these to our own careers,
Yes.
our passions, and our areas of interest. She said something profound. The Proverbs 31 woman must work. You must be doing something. You know, when you mention something about not just cooking, a lot of people, that's the Hilda Butchie, right? She's the world, the Guinness Book record holder for the longest hours of cooking. And I can imagine that her passion started just like any other person.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of us who love to cook, and she decided to pursue it. And today she is a public figure. She's known for what her passion is and what her interest is. So I don't think we should be limited. Don't think that there is nothing you can do. Cooking is a major skill right now because we were talking about how before now, having a conversation about how in this economy, no matter how tough things get, people must eat, right?
Exactly.
So fast food joints are cashing out, So there is something you can do. There is something you can do. The Proverbs 31 woman should work, must work because her hands are diligent.
Yes.
There is something in you. If you're watching this, there is something in you that you can do. That you can do to bring in some money that gives value to exchange money. And that is the Proverbs 31 woman of today.
Exactly.
Going forward, let me thank you again because I like the fact that, before I say going forward, I like the fact that you keep pointing back to the woman being confident in herself, the woman knowing herself, understanding who she is. Because you know how they say charity begins at home. You have to it starts from your inside before, you're able to give. You can't give what you don't have. Yeah, I think that's the statement. So I'll move on from that and I'll ask, what can we learn from her about balancing family responsibilities? Now, this is a side to this topic that a lot of mothers, a lot of women are challenged with, not just because, so I changed it from mothers to women, because it's not just because they're mothers. It's because the woman is naturally inclined to multitasking. Naturally inclined. The woman's brain, I saw this, was it an artwork somewhere, and it showed how the woman's brain, things go like this. In the woman's brain like a cobweb, but you see the man, he thinks in a straight line. So, so the question to our guest now is, how can a Proverbs 31 woman balance her responsibilities in the family? Not just married, even unmarried. A lot of people today carry responsibilities on their shoulders. You have adas, you have first girls carrying all the responsibilities, even when they're not married. So how can a Proverbs 31 woman balance her family responsibilities?
Priorities.
Wow.
A Proverbs 31 woman must prioritize love, respect, love, respect, and then nurturing. She has to have, there's something I used to believe in, and that is, first of all, if you don't know yourself, if you're not aware of yourself, there's certain things that would just not last. Now, prioritizing love means that you should be able to, love everything around you.
Okay.
Including the things that are mostly important, and that is family.
Family.
And who are the family? I mean, your husband, your children, and every other person around you.
Yeah.
And then you respect. She nurtures. She knows what to do and when to do it. So you have to take calculated risk.
Okay.
So I'm
That
not
sounds that
saying,
sounds business like.
you know,
But
you
it's good to
have
hear that on the home front.
yeah, you have to take
or family
calculated.
wise.
If you don't take calculated risk, you might likely, spend more time on
Ah.
things that should last. Let's take for instance, if you have like three things to do in a day, you will spend the whole day just doing one thing.
Just
So
one.
you have to
So your
be,
productivity is
yeah.
reduced.
So you have to be able to calculate yourself, calculate when, and know which is
Prioritizing.
priority,
Yeah.
and do the things that are priority, so that you don't invest time doing the wrong things.
Okay. So that's the balance.
That's the balance.
That's
So
the
you have to
balance.
love, you have to be very, very accommodating.
Okay.
Yes. So as a wife, for instance, I'm a wife.
Okay.
Now, you and I, we are into music, right?
Yeah.
And then you can tell how we struggle in trying to balance. Balancing as a wife is not easy.
No,
So
it's
I can
not.
imagine what the Proverbs 31 woman went through, the struggle in trying to. So when people, if they tell you it's going to be easy to balance it and taking calculated risk, it is not for children.
No, it's not.
It is for women who are mature mentally.
Mentally, right.
So we have a lot of women who are adults, but they're not mature. They're babies. Their knowledge,
Okay.
their understanding, the way of thinking,
Okay.
the way they see life, they are not mature. So if you are not mature and you cannot take calculated risk, if you don't love yourself, if you cannot take calculated risk, you cannot balance it.
Oh, okay. That's a new perspective for me. And I'm learning.
Right.
So she mentioned a few things. She started with love. That if you're to balance family life as a Proverbs 31 woman, you've got to love. She said you've got to respect, show respect, and be accommodating. And then she talked about taking calculated risks. I like the part, I'm sure if you remember when you said mentally, being, mentally sound, I was like, because everything starts in the mind.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready for what life faces. That's why they say, when it comes to marriage, marriage is not for girls, it's for women. So you just have to be prepared for the change in life and what life is going to bring.
Very true.
So the balance is that you need to be mature enough mentally and then be ready to take calculated risks.
Exactly.
Wow, this has been really interesting and insightful. I'm learning a lot. Please, if you're learning, go ahead and put something in the comment section to say what you're gaining from here. Feel free to like, subscribe, feel free to share. Just as we wrap up, we mentioned at the beginning that you are, besides being a music artist, an entrepreneur. So it means that apart from understanding oneself, like you have said, it means that as we embrace our multifaceted roles as women, we need to trust God's guidance,
Yes.
right? And if we're going to live with purpose, we need to be able to map out this balance that we are all trying to attain. Because, in quotes, everybody's trying to hustle. If our men have become the new multitasking people now, hustling, different jobs in this economy,
I'm
it just seems
telling you.
like, you have people working, more than one job, So, in embracing all this, how do we, you talked about prayer, talked about having a life close to God, we've talked about that. But how do we, we're taking calculated risk and we are building wealth, but how do we maintain our faith in the midst of everything as a Proverbs 31 woman? I'm saying that because a lot of things get overwhelming. You talked about prioritizing, talking about how if you're to balance or juggle three things in a day, three activities on your to-do list, what happens when you end up, doing just one out of the two? So there's the balancing, but how do we make out time for God in the midst of it all? Fine, the Proverbs 31 woman is meant to, be one who is spiritual. But what happens when there are times where activities, they call it in Nigeria, a choke, when there is just a lot to handle, how do we still maintain balance in our spiritual lives?
Firstly, you have to stay calm.
Hmm.
I always pray, I always ask God for the spirit of calmness. When you have the spirit of calmness, you will not be so tensed. Right? So when you realize that even if you, as a woman, you're going for a party, when you are not calm about some things, you forget and you do things wrongly.
That's true.
Probably wear the wrong shoes.
That's true.
If you're the one that likes makeup, like I like to look good,
Yeah.
your high pencil might go nuts and won't go south. So you need to practice calmness.
Hey. Like breathing,
Like
breathe that
breathing.
calm, that kind of calmness.
Life is not that deep.
Hey, I'm learning.
It's not. If you are not calm, you will do a lot of things and you will
Wrongly.
get wrong results.
Hmm.
But when you are calm about things, you realize that if you see those people that we know that are always, their body is always very hot and they're not, you don't see result. They don't come out fly.
Hmm.
There's no result because why? They are not calm.
Hmm.
The Proverbs 31 woman, I'm sure she knows how to breathe very well. More
I
than
see.
so if you're supposed to breathe
Take
like
deep
100
breath.
times, but she's doing like 1,000 because she always needs to do.
Calm down.
So you have to stay calm.
Stay
When
calm.
you are calm, you can see clearly.
And I think you can even hear the spirit more when you're calm.
Yes, the Spirit of God brings about calmness.
Yes.
So when you don't allow it, how do you know it? How you know you don't have the spirit of calmness is every time you are agitated, you are hot, you are very, very hot. You are always reacting to things. You have to stay calm.
Calm.
When you are calm, you will get better results. I mean, you will hear the Holy Spirit minister to you. You will get direction.
Direction. That's key.
Because most of the time, when you are everywhere and you are too busy, but you realize there are some situations that because you are calm and you are not doing much, and you're
just
not
work out themselves.
talking anyhow, you see, things will come.
Yeah.
And they will come
easily.
It's not as if those things you heard from the Holy Spirit are things that no. It's because you are calm enough. You paid attention. So when you are calm as a person or as a woman, you are
Better
there
able
is
to.
a possibility for you to do well in without anything missing. Nothing missing.
Nothing missing.
Nothing.
Nothing broken.
Yeah.
We need to be calm to maintain our spiritual lives as Proverbs 31 women. That's because there are a lot of things vying for our attention. Our multitasking brain, for one, won't even let us sometimes have a
Yeah,
quiet
but
time
you
with the
have
Holy
to
Spirit,
try.
but you need to, yes, we need to
need to
try.
try.
While this has been insightful, we're wrapping up now. We have learned a lot. I mean, I have seen a whole different perspective to the Proverbs 31 woman. My take homes from here are so many. Thank you so much, Minister Vicky Royce.
I'm glad to
Wow.
be here.
So, we want to know what's coming out from the stables of Minister Vicky Roy's upcoming projects that we can look forward to. It doesn't have to be this year. It could be something you're brewing. Something in the
Proverbs
oven.
31 woman.
No.
Multitasking, kitchen calculated race.
Yes, please,
Hey.
please. Why
Okay.
not?
The year's actually wrapping up.
It is.
And I just released a project. So I'm not the kind that just plan ahead. I just listen. I take directives from God.
Okay.
So if I tell you I have plans, no, I don't rely on my own knowledge on planning how, because this ministry is not the thing of the flesh. It's the thing of the spirit. So when I'm not prepared is when God calls me. So I have to be prepared.
Yeah.
So looking forward, I would say for now to the rest of the year, I'm just waiting on God directives.
Okay. So I'll say still expect something from her. I mean, the Holy Spirit could drop something in her spirit.
Yeah, and
please look out for Minister Vicky Roy. She's a blessing in so many ways. Thank you for being with us on this episode of the podcast for today. Thank you so much, Minister Vicky Roy. All right, everyone. So until next time with Unlocked with Agogo. We'll see you then. Thank you. Bye.